Talking Shirts is presented in partnership with White Oak Cottage. For more information, visit whiteoakcottage.co.uk.
Hello and welcome to episode number 117 of Talking Shirts. I'm Mike from Hull Car Shirts, and today we're going to take a look at the 2010 home shirt. So this 2010 home shirt that I've got on the mannequin today was worn by Rhys Lovegrove. Rhys played for the club for 8 seasons from 2007 all the way through to 2014, and he's now back at the club in a coaching capacity, working with the academy. So yeah, I thought it was a really good opportunity for me to crack this one out and have a good chat about the 2010 home kit, but also Rhys Lovegrove as a player and a person and a coach as well. So yeah, the 2010 home kit. So naturally it is an all red shirt, but there's quite a lot of white detailing that goes on here. We've kind of combined two design elements in one kit here. You can kind of imagine there being a white big band going through the middle, but then also we kind of modified it into a V. So it kind of starts as a band and then ends in a V. And then we have got the red V that goes underneath that, and then another white V that goes underneath that, that then obviously it just bleeds into the red, sort of the main red body of the shirt at the bottom there. So yeah, a couple of different design elements being told within this sort of shirt story. The collar on this one is very much reinforced. We did see a little bit of tear in some of these, but I haven't quite seen any that did rip all the way through the reinforced stitching, because we kind of start as a crew, end in a V, then we've got kind of like a big circle of reinforced stitching down here. There's a lovely layer of reinforced stitching in here, plus this added bit of this reinforced fabric in there as well. These kits by Cougar were very, very well made in terms of the the playing ones. The replica itself for this year, in terms of wearing it, was awful. It was so big and so heavy. If you were wearing it and it got wet, wow, it was all embroidered. A lot of the club badge was embroidered. A lot of the sponsors where Sporting Bet was. That was so uncomfortable to wear on kind of the inside of a t-shirt, the way that had been sort of heavily embroidered into the shirt. Everything on the front of this one though is dye sublimated in. So we've got TC Power, Noble Group, Cougar, Maker Marker, Hull Kingston Rovers Club Crest, and then Sporting Bet main front of shirt sponsor as well. All of that has been dye sublimated into the shirt. The Sporting does jump out at you quite rapidly in the sense of that it's blue on white, but the red and white blends in a bit, so I think they kind of get away with that one a little bit. But yeah, it's a very sort of strong sort of design. It was my first full season attending Hull KR games as well, so I do kind of have a liking of this kit, probably more so than what some other people will. So yeah, I quite like this one. As we move it round to the sleeve here, as you can see, we have got a little bit of sleeve detailing going on. So we have got the it's kind of a red sleeve, but then it starts off as the white band that then broadens as we come down. We've got the red V design element that we've seen on the front of the shirt, splitting up this white. We've got JC Services and Sun Limited, and then we've also got the English Super League competition patch, again all dye sublimated in. We spoke a little bit when we spoke about Sean Briscoe's 2011 home shirt and how these brandings and competition patches were able to be dye sublimated into the shirt because of kind of the structure around the deal, made it much easier for clubs to be able to do that. Something that's very hard for clubs to do these days. But yeah, back in this era, we was dye sublimating pretty much everything when it came to competition patches. As we look at this other sleeve here, we have also got another JC Services and Sun Limited branding and another Super League competition patch, exactly the same as the other sleeve, where we've got the red sleeve working into the white with the red V that just kind of continues with the design elements from the front of the shirt on the sleeve and just delivers that little bit of consistency. So we've had a look at the front and the sides. We're going to have a quick word from our sponsor, then we'll take a look at the back.
White Oak Cottage is a 2-bedroom luxury holiday cottage set in the stunning Lincolnshire Wolds. It has 2 ensuite bedrooms, a hot tub, wood burner, Wi-Fi, electric vehicle charger, and is pet friendly. It is ideally situated in the Wolds, yet only 15 miles from the coast and 25 miles from the historic city of Lincoln. For more information, visit whiteoakcottage.co.uk.
Welcome back to episode number 117 of Talking Shirts. Before the break, we was talking our way around Rhys Lovegrove's 2010 home shirt, and that's where we are going to pick up now with the reverse. So as you can see here, we have got a main, it's kind of a 50-50 split really, isn't it? White and then red, I suppose it is a little bit more than 50-50 when you look at it from the back facing, but from the side view that I've got, there is a little bit red down the side as well. And the reason for that is because on these playing shirts, they've had to allow for the name and the number to appear on the back. What that has done is that has kind of broken up a little bit of the design elements of this V, and the way that this red would have probably have continued down here into a V and then back up again. In fact, you can kind of see the point of the V at the bottom here. So this would continue from there to there and then up, and then the same on the other side. So that's just to make sure that the number hasn't been obstructed. On this one, they probably could have got away with it, to be honest. But I can understand why they didn't want to risk it. Sponsors on the back of the kit here, all of these have been dye sublimated in, and they've been done in their natural colourway. So we've got Lime Property with the Lime E. We've got Sporting Bet, which appeared on the front of the kit. That is also on the back of the kit. Slightly smaller. It's not the first time that we've seen a front of shirt sponsor appear on the back as well. We saw that quite a bit with Parasol in the years that preceded this. And then at the bottom we've got the Grimsby Institution. Again, their logo featuring in solid white on the red looks absolutely fine. And then we've got Lovegrove and the squad number 8, which has been heat applied to the back of this shirt. I believe this shirt has probably seen quite a lot of game time that I've not been able to photo match it to. I have been able to match this shirt to a game against Warrington at home. That took place on the 11th of April in 2010. But I've not been able to match it to anything else. Being honest, I've not tried. Once I photo matched it to one game, I'm normally quite content with that. Anything that comes after that then is just a bit of a bonus, really. The name and the number on this shirt is quite rough. You can kind of work out here that the R is just starting to peel ever so slightly. There is some split into the letters. The number is in quite good nick, to be honest. The way that these number 8s was applied, it was almost like a big 0 with a line through it. You can tell it's a number 8, but it doesn't look like a sort of a stereotypical number 8, shall we say. We've got the Super League branding featuring in there as well. And then we've also got Rhys's signature on here. I was able to get this signed earlier this year at a Hull KR Foundation Heritage event that Rhys attended. He was the host for the evening, and he was being questioned about his career. An absolutely wonderful evening, so open and honest with the group. I mean, I could listen to that guy talk for hours. You know, he's got some excellent stories from his playing and his coaching career and sort of his life as well. It was a really, really enjoyable session. As I mentioned in part 1, Rhys played for Hull KR for 8 seasons. During those 8 seasons, he made 160 appearances, and I don't know, probably just do potluck. That included a combination of 80 starts and 80 appearances off the bench for some perfect symmetrical stats there for Rhys in terms of his sort of career with Hull KR. During the 2010 season, when he will have worn this kit, he did make 30 appearances for the club, scoring 2 tries that year. Probably one of his sort of strongest years for the club in terms of appearances over his sort of 8-year sort of spell with us. Another thing that I quite like about Rhys's career at Hull KR is the squad numbers that he wore. His squad numbers was kind of all over the place. You know, his first year he played number 33. Then he went to 18 during the 2008 season. Then he moved to 24 in 2009. And then 2010 and 2011, he wore number 8, so a little bit of consistency. Then it flipped again. Then he wore 13 for 2012 and 2013. And then in 2014, which was his final year with the club, he actually moved to squad number 22. So his numbers was kind of up and down all over the place. But just as far as kind of like his career goes, it just kind of showed that he probably never really sort of fixed down a position whilst he was with the club. It was incredible from a utility perspective, and he probably played every position across the park during his time with Hull KR. But yeah, just kind of fixing down that starting spot or that main role was probably quite difficult for a man with such versatile skill set. So yeah, it's great to have Rhys back at the club now. Obviously, I mentioned the Hull KR Foundation Heritage Session. He was brilliant that evening. Obviously, he's now working with our youngsters and helping bring that next group through that hopefully will go on to make their sort of first team debuts in the next couple of years. So yeah, Rhys, you know, you're doing some fantastic work with that group of lads, and you know, keep up that work. And we're looking forward to seeing your fingerprints all over the first team in the very near future. So yeah, that's everything for episode number 117 of Talking Shirts. Hope you've enjoyed watching this episode today. Feel free to have a look at our back catalogue on YouTube now. Obviously, there's so many episodes on there. There must be something for your taste, covering eras all the way through from the 1970s all the way through to the 2020s. Thank you very much for watching. All the best. Speak to you soon. Bye for now.